In just 10 minutes, discover 10 shocking takeaways from Arnold Schwarzenegger's explosive chat with Theo Von on the mind trick that destroys self-doubt, the roots of gym culture, failure as fuel, and why discipline beats talent. Takeaway 1. Visualize your goals with total obsession. Arnold Schwarzenegger shared that the most powerful thing that helped him succeed was his ability to visualize his goals so clearly that they felt real even before they happened. He saw a photo of Reg Park holding the Mr. Universe trophy and imagined his own head on Reg's body, standing on that very stage. From that point, his entire life became focused on turning that vision into reality. He did sit-ups during lunch, trained at night, skipped social events, and kept a poster of Reg Park above his bed. He explained that this wasn't just dreaming, it was an obsession, a daily reminder of what he was working toward. His mind was so locked in that even in school, he would often zone out while staring out the window, imagining himself in Hollywood. He said, "I was driven by my vision." For example, many years later when Arnold was acting in Terminator, he used the same visualization technique to mentally rehearse scenes repeatedly, helping him perform with confidence, especially in physically demanding roles where he had to be both believable and iconic. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Take full control of your life path. Arnold made it clear that he never wanted a safe, government-backed life like many people in Austria aim for. In his words, they talked about pensions at age 18. "I thought it was crazy." Instead, he rejected the system that promised comfort and chose the tough road that gave him freedom. When he moved to America, he felt like he was finally in a place where the government did not babysit people and instead let them win or lose based on their own effort. He said the big advantage of coming to America was that there was no safety net. That freedom pushed him to learn English, take college classes, and train like a maniac, all at the same time. For example, when Arnold first moved to California, he lived inside a gym and had no furniture. Still, he considered himself lucky because he had the opportunity to work hard and build something from scratch. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3, learn to use failure as fuel. Arnold did not win every competition right away. In fact, in his first Mr. Universe contest, he placed second. But instead of giving up, he used that loss as motivation. He said that second place taught him what he lacked and forced him to train harder and smarter. He understood that failure was not the end, but a signal to adjust. He didn't cry about losing. He studied the winner, asked questions, and came back stronger the next year. This mindset is what helped him dominate bodybuilding and eventually go beyond it into acting and politics. For example, when Arnold lost to Sergio Oliva in the 1969 Mr. Olympia, he didn't get discouraged. Instead, he came back the next year and beat Sergio twice in a row, first in the Mr. World, then in Mr. Olympia. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4, surround yourself with hungry people. Arnold stressed the importance of having training partners who pushed him. He never believed in the idea of being self-made. He said, "I'm a product of a lot of help." The right training partners kept him sharp, counted his reps, and tried to outlift him, which made him better. He made it clear that you cannot do great things alone. You need people who are just as obsessed and committed. Whether in bodybuilding, politics, or business, Arnold always tried to learn from the best and work with the best. For example, when he was in Munich, he trained with a guy named Franz Dischinger who would match him set for set. This friendly competition made Arnold stronger, faster, and more focused. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5, discipline will always beat talent. Arnold admitted that his brother had a more naturally gifted body than he did, with broader shoulders and a better natural shape. But his brother didn't care about bodybuilding, while Arnold trained obsessively. He said, "They always give the better body to the person who doesn't want it." What made Arnold a champion wasn't genetics. It was showing up every day, doing the work, and improving constantly. He broke down his training like an artist working on a sculpture, always tweaking and fine-tuning to make his body more balanced and symmetrical. For example, he described how he used to identify his weak points like calves or delts and focus on them intensely, sometimes adding entire extra sessions just to bring those areas up to par. We're halfway through the video. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're enjoying it, hit the thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. If you'd like to support us, please tap the thanks button below. It helps us keep making great content. Drop a comment and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. Understand the roots of gym culture. Arnold gave an amazing peek into the early days of bodybuilding. When he first arrived in California, Gold's Gym wasn't even famous. Most serious lifters went to Vince's gym in North Hollywood. Gold's Gym was considered a bit rough and was used more by powerlifters. But Arnold felt at home there because it reminded him of the gritty gyms in Austria. Once he started training there, others followed, and soon Gold's Gym became the center of the bodybuilding universe. Arnold's presence and Joe Weider's magazine coverage turned it into a global destination. For example, Joe Weider started writing in his magazines that Arnold was training at Gold's Gym, and soon bodybuilders from Florida, New York, and everywhere else began moving to Venice to train alongside him. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. Real change means shaking the system. Arnold spoke honestly about how politics works and how he tried to change the system rather than just follow it. As governor of California, he pushed for environmental laws, after-school programs, and healthcare initiatives, even though they were hard to pass. He believed in action, not endless meetings. He also said that government should not control everything and that the individual must take responsibility. He criticized the socialist systems he grew up with and admired the American way of encouraging independence. He explained, if you rely solely on the government, you become a vegetable. For example, his after-school program started because he realized kids between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. were most vulnerable to gangs, drugs, and teenage pregnancy. He raised over $1 billion for these programs to keep kids off the streets. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Fubar mixes action with real life. Arnold's show Fubar on Netflix blends his classic action persona with comedy and real family drama. He said the goal was to create something like True Lies, where one moment he's a badass spy fighting terrorists, and the next he's dealing with his daughter being pregnant or his wife being angry that he missed dinner again. The twist is that his daughter is also a spy, which leads to funny and emotional situations. It's not just about fighting, it's about real relationships. Arnold loved doing the show because it keeps him active, challenges his brain, and lets him play with different sides of his personality. For example, he mentioned that during filming, he had to memorize long scenes and rehearse fight choreography, which kept his mind and body sharp and gave him purpose every day. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Legacy is built along the way. Theo asked Arnold if he ever thought about legacy now that he was older. Arnold said he never focused on creating a legacy, but instead focused on doing meaningful work at every stage of his life. That work itself becomes the legacy. Whether it was building the Arnold Classic to award over $1 million to athletes, pushing for fitness programs, or founding environmental summits in Vienna, Arnold said his drive has always been to make the world better than he found it. I'm an immigrant who got everything from America, so I want to give back, he said. For example, Arnold hosts poker nights at his house to raise millions for charity, especially for after-school programs and health initiatives. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. Keep moving or you start dying. Arnold shared one powerful piece of life advice that applies to everyone. If you rest, you rust. He said that staying active, both mentally and physically, is the best way to stay young and sharp. Even after heart surgeries and dealing with congenital valve issues, he never stopped working. He acts, works out, plays chess, attends meetings, and challenges himself constantly. He also warned about letting your brain slow down in old age. He said the most important thing for your brain is to do challenging things. For example, he plays chess between scenes on set and reads scripts to keep his mind working, which he believes will help him avoid mental decline like Alzheimer's. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.